So let's say you've went ahead and did that, doctor, and now the boards are going good, but how do I make sure that the deck board has a consistent gap? Well, we have a couple tools that we use to help that along the way. So having accurate spacers is going to be one way to make sure that the gaps stay consistent on your deck. As you see over here, those are deck board spacers. They have two different widths, one on each side. One's the 3/16 gap, and that's down. That's the one that we always use. And then we also have an 1/8 inch gap, but most of those are broken off on those particular spacers. We don't use those very often, okay? So that was our old school method of installing decking, where we just had a bunch of spacers and we'd lay some. We could lay up to 5 boards at a time. So we have these special clamps that we use that have a special end on them that are designed to go in between the deck boards. And these go in between the deck boards, and then this clamp allows us to cinch as much pressure, basically as much pressure as we want. So as we use those spacers, we have these clamp ends, and then these just fit in between the decking like this. And you might need to put a little bit of a gap in between your boards. And then once you have your spacers in between here, you just cinch them up. You can see, you can put too much pressure on here and you can start to cup the boards. So you don't want to do that. You want to kind of leave them snug, but not over tighten the clamp so much that you're going turbo on it and then you're pulling things apart. So the clamp method works really well. If you're not on budget for that, then even if you just had one clamp with a pair of ends on it, you could just move that along the way. It would definitely take you longer. As a professional deck builder, we want to be able to produce and replicate our production, especially when we're laying boards. So we like to lay 5 deck boards at a time. And then the new school way of doing it is using these products called a deck divider. And the deck divider adapts over to your clamps. That also has a 3/16 inch gap on it. And we're even using multi-width decking, which means we're using different widths of deck boards, a wide board and a narrow board. And it allows us to put the spacers where we need them, regardless of the deck board width. And then we clamp those all together, and then we have nice equal gaps for the entire run. If you don't have that type of system, what I would do would be, I would just get some regular spacers, and there's less expensive ones on Amazon.